Ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome to Skyman TV, the tallest man in back Africa. This morning, we are very much concerned by our members of parliament when they are proposing a bill to buy a new presidential jet. And the reason that they have is that the current presidential jet was bought in 1980 by the late Daniel trade the economy of this country for 24 years. This is coming at a time when it is just a few days since the chopper that carried the former and the late military general Francis Ogola crashed kule upande wa West Pokot en Elgeyo Marakwet hapo karibu na border. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm looking at our members of parliament and I'm wondering what is going inside their minds. I'm looking at our members of parliament and I'm asking myself what is making them panic. Why had they not thought about it before the chopper crash by the one that was carrying the military officers? Why the rush? Why do they feel that it is now the time to change the chopper, the jet that carries President William Samoei Ruto? Why didn't Kibaki buy a new presidential jet? Why didn't Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta find it necessary to buy another presidential jet? And you remember very well that this is a government that was meant for hustlers. This is a government that was using a wheelbarrow as its symbol. This is a government that is now telling us that a wheelbarrow can fly. This is trying to convince Kenyans that it is now a flying wheelbarrow, not a jet. Ladies and gentlemen, the appetite for good things by this government is worrying. Ladies and gentlemen, tamaa ya hawa watu kwa vitu vya hali ya juu sana is shocking. When you look at them, for example, you start with State House. In State House, you see a president wearing new designers Kauda suits every day, changing clothes, new clothes every day. Still in State House, that is why you see refurbishing the State House that was lived by Jomo Kenyatta, according to Francis Atwoli, cannot actually be very attractive, cannot be very comfortable for the current president, William Samoei Ruto. So, it had to be refurbished. When you look again at State House, you see the way they are spending a lot of money. Millions and millions of money every day. You look at these guys. Unapata, unashagaa. Because State House uses millions and millions of money every day. In fact, the money allocated to State House is higher than allocated to some ministries. So when you look at these members of parliament, you wonder, what is this that is driving them to propose that the president should have a new jet? They are failing us from all angles. But what Kenyans need to know is that these guys who are proposing this bill, they are being pushed by the executive. What they are doing is that, the executive just want to use them. They are just there. They are just some voting machines. Theirs is just to rubber stamp. Whatever comes from the executive, they cannot ask any question. So maybe the fear of the plane crash could be making them now feel that the one used by the president is not very safe. The one used by the president may not be very safe after all. Labda ndio sababu wakasema wabadilishe. But is this the priority, ladies and gentlemen? Is this the priority when you look at our country? But anyway, it is not a surprise to many of us, because a government that measures development on the price of Uga, what else would you expect? Because when you ask them, they'll tell you the price of Uga has come down. When you ask them, they'll tell you that the economy has stabilized. But you see a government that puts everything wrong. The priorities are ups and down. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a government that cannot find money to pay our striking doctors. This is a government that doesn't care about people who are dying in hospitals. This is a government that is putting its priorities upside down. It is better for the doctors to continue with their strikes and they buy the Huslers jet, a new jet for the president. It is better we continue with the floods. We have raging floods everywhere. It is better we continue with our floods. As this is happening, some people have nowhere to go because of the raging floods. Water everywhere. Water in their houses. Many people have been displaced. Kule Budaragi, kule Kisii, even in Mount Kenya, even Nairobi, we are seeing roads that have become impassable. Yet the government, the members of parliament, can get time to talk about buying a new jet for the president. This is what we are calling putting the things upside down, or wrong priorities from all angles. So, ladies and gentlemen, when you look at this government, William Samoei Ruto has been preaching about austerity measures, that all the ministries should reduce their expenses by 30%, and then just this meant to praise the eyes and the ears of the hustlers. All the ministries should reduce their budget by 70%, and while this is happening, the president should get a new jet. These are what we call austerity measures. The government has no money to pay or no money to send because the school are in crisis. The school crisis area because the government cannot send money. The county governments are complaining because of the money. Yet they can get time to buy a new jet for the president. The government is the one that was supposed to be composed of Mama Bogas and Mutua Mkoko